Chapter 36. Ava, is there one true word from your mouth? Dad, don't talk nonsense. He and I are just ordinary friends. At most, we've met a few more times. Ava spoke while trying to pull away the hand pinching her lower back. She really hadn't expected Adrian to dare make a move on her in front of Grace. He was really bold. Can't you find a way to turn ordinary friends into something else? Philip felt frustrated with her lack of ambition. Of course, he wanted to form an alliance with the Hale family. Unfortunately, he couldn't establish connections. Now that his younger daughter was close to the Hale family, his son who had just returned to the country, he naturally hoped his daughter could successfully win Wesley over. I understand, Dad. I'll work hard. Ava lowered her face with an obedient appearance. A shallow curve appeared at the corner of her lips. She couldn't help thinking she really was Philip's biological daughter. Their ideal marriage partner was the same person. The girl's hair fell beside her ear, clinging to her cheek, adding a pitiful charm to her appearance. How do you plan to work hard? Ava was pressed against the bed as Adrian kissed her until she almost suffocated. Her fair little face was flushed red. Adrian gripped her chin with his left hand, his right hand supporting himself beside her head. His cold voice had changed tone somewhat, tinged with desire. I don't. That was just to deceive Dad. If I didn't agree with him, he would introduce me to other men. Ava pressed her lips together, tears gathering in her eyes. Adrian, I only want to marry you. The girl's voice was plaintive and lingering. But Adrian, you're about to get engaged to Sister, and soon you'll be married. Sister likes you so much. You'll definitely be happy together. The girl's eyes were red. After speaking, as if unable to accept this reality, she turned her head aside, closed her beautiful eyes, and crystal tears slid from the corners of her eyes. Do you regret it? Adrian turned Ava's face back toward him, gazing intently at her. It hurts. The pain in her chin made Ava unconsciously furrow her brow. If you hadn't left back then, you would be the one getting engaged. Or rather, Adrian paused, his voice low. We would have been married long ago. The man's deep, hoarse voice contained anger, and beneath the anger was some unwillingness. I'm sorry. Ava lowered her eyes and cried silently. Of course she wouldn't regret it. Adrian had once said that after she graduated, they would get married. He would be responsible for earning money, she for spending it. Adrian wanted to make her a carefree, wealthy wife. But how could anyone be carefree forever? During those years with Adrian, she seemed happy and joyful, but only she knew how much she had sacrificed for it. She had never been naive or innocent, nor would she believe men's casual promises. She had always believed that without value, one would be abandoned. She was beautiful and could be a trophy wife based on her looks when young, but what could she rely on if her beauty faded? She couldn't deny she liked ballet, but hers wasn't the kind of liking that was satisfied with occasional dancing. She wanted fame. Fame could greatly enhance her personal value. Knock, knock. The knocking broke the silent atmosphere in the bedroom. Ava opened her eyes, and before she could see the situation clearly, she was flipped on top of Adrian. She let out a small cry, pressing her hands against Adrian's chest. Ava, are you asleep? Grace's cool voice came through the door. Ava's brow moved slightly. She lifted her eyelids and met Adrian's eyes directly. Adrian, Sister is here. What should we do? The girl's voice was very panicked, as if she was terrified of being discovered. Go open the door. Ava's eyes widened as if frightened, but she was whistling internally. It seemed Adrian had no feelings for her good sister either. Knowing Grace had come, his first reaction wasn't fear, but to tell her to open the door. But Ava looked troubled. She wanted to sabotage Adrian and Grace's relationship, but she only wanted to secretly steal behind the scenes. She didn't want to damage her own image. Naturally, she didn't dare let Grace discover them. Should I go then? Adrian's lips curved in a shallow arc, his dark eyes looking at her deeply, mockery hanging from his brow. Ava steeled herself and climbed off Adrian. When she got off the bed, she yanked the blanket over to completely cover Adrian. Then she went to open the door. Grace stood outside with a box in her hands. I didn't disturb you, did I? Ava shook her head with a charming smile. I wasn't asleep yet. Is there something, sister? This is for you. Grace handed the box to Ava. Facing Ava's puzzled look, she explained, This is my bridesmaid dress for the engagement. I know your relationship with Adrian is a bit awkward. Grace hesitated, then said slowly, "But I still hope you can be my bridesmaid." Ava was slightly stunned. Her smile remained unchanged as she pushed the box with the dress back. "I'm sorry, sister. I probably can't be your bridesmaid. I have something important that day and might not be able to make it back." Grace, "Can't you even come to the engagement party?" Ava pressed her lips and nodded. She had a performance that day, but she never liked mentioning these things to the Hart family. The Hart family rarely paid attention to the dance world, so her fame and career were not clear to her family. "Can't you change the date?" Grace asked again. Ava, "Sorry, sister. I really don't have time that day. I can't attend your and Adrian's engagement party. I wish you happiness." Grace's mood became somewhat dejected. "Do you mind that Adrian and I are together?" She showed an apologetic expression. "I'm sorry. I knew he was your ex-boyfriend, but I still got together with him." Everyone in New Harbor knew her sister had been with Adrian before. After getting together with Adrian, she had heard some gossip. But she liked Adrian too much. She had waited for him for so many years. Finally having a chance to be by Adrian's side, she didn't want to give up. "We broke up many years ago. Who he wants to be with is his freedom." Ava's tone was gentle and calm. She patted Grace's shoulder. "Sister, you don't need to worry about it. I have someone I like. I've long stopped caring about people from the past." Only then did Grace breathe a sigh of relief. She wasn't talkative by nature. Since Ava said she couldn't make time for the engagement party, she naturally didn't say anything more, but she still gave Ava the dress. Ava closed the door. Just as she was about to turn around, she was suddenly pressed against the door, her chin seized, forced to turn her head and accept Adrian's kiss. The box in her hand fell to the floor with a sound. Her lips hurt from being bitten. Ava struggled a few times, trying to push away Adrian behind her, but he was too forceful. The more she struggled, the harder he pressed. After a long time, Adrian finally released her. Her lips felt somewhat numb. Without thinking, she knew they must be swollen. "Didn't you say you liked me? Now you're saying you've let go." Adrian lowered his head, his gaze falling on that pure, beautiful face. His fingertip gently rubbed the swollen lips. Suddenly, Adrian's hand tightened, and he said coldly, "Ava, is there one true word from your mouth?"